Hey, this is Keith from Save the Rust. So we're going to do a little bit more work on our Flanders today. Just a variety of small items that need to be taken care of so we can keep progressing with this project and follow along. Cleaning up the threads on the axle plates for the fender mounts. These are a 3/8 24. I already did the other side, and after this we're going to try and get the rear stand bolts out. I'm going to still take this and weld this all up later, just for measurements, just for setting up stuff. I have one original bolt, so we'll put that back in. Goes in really nice now. So if you look right here, this is the axle adjuster. It's broken off on this side, so we're gonna have to heat this up. Gonna get this off and get this side off also. So do some work with the torch now. So after a bunch of heat, we got movement. So that's the first thing. The last thing you want to do is break this off in there and then have to try and drill it out and get that out. So what we'll do is we'll just keep working this back and forth, get this out, and we'll use this as a sample to make a new one. Again, it red hot on both sides. I'm going to break that rust seal. So expand it, let it contract now, and then we'll put some rust penetrant on it, and hopefully it'll come out. It's actually amazing that these bolts come out, you know, probably 100 years since the last time they came out. And so this would have been the this, oh, here we go. So this bolt, this would have been the rear stand mount. And you can see how it's got a shoulder there. So the rear stand would have pivoted on this. So you would have screwed it in as tight as you could. And then that rear stand would have pivoted on that point. And then you can see there was been a cotter pin that went through, or and held that in position so it wouldn't come out. And on this side, we've got this side loose. So we'll work on getting that one out. And that one, so that's all the back bolts off the axle. We got one for the rear fender mount. We got one pivot bolt, and we have one axle adjuster bolt. So all these are going to give us an idea of what we have to make for the, to make a copy for the other side, or all brand new. So not the most exciting, but it's this is what we have to do to get this bike back on the road. So all the threads have been chased on the left side, the top one on the right side, but the bottom one had a simple bolt and nut, and I guess it bouncing around flattened all the threads. I tried chasing them, but there's just not a lot of meat. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to weld all this in and then re-drill it and retap it. I have my samples to get them remade. So we'll get that made, and one more little step forward. Nothing crazy, but we got the these moving. They were rusted solid, a little bit of heat, penetrating fluid. So what'll end up happening is we're gonna have to use this as a template to make another. The outside pieces are fine. The rods where the pedals would attach to are pretty rotten. So we'll just make new ones of those and figure out how this comes apart. And I guess machine up all the necessary components to have a second one. So it's nice that we have at least one to use. So the next step is we're gonna heat up this pedal, the shaft here on the other end. We're gonna heat this up and see if we can unscrew it, so then we can start dissecting this and recreating it. So there's a lot of heat. We got it moving. So we'll get this off right away. And we got the pedal off. Before I start taking it all apart, I'm gonna look and see what there is being offered out on the market, if anyone makes anything similar to this, because there's a lot of components on here to recreate. Not that it can't be done, but if there's one that's already been made, maybe we'll just see about grabbing a couple of repop. This one's bent. You can see right here how it bends up, but that's just another piece of the puzzle. So let's try and get the oil drip, which is in an unbelievable shape. That's all original nickel. I've never done anything to it. It just moves so smooth. And the fuel petcock, which is seized. But we're gonna get these two off without any damage. This is very important that nothing happens to this. So we managed to get the fuel petcock off. A little bit of lube, and it seems to be working. If it will actually hold fuel or stop fuel is another question. We'll take it all apart. Seems like it's gonna thread in there fine. And then we got the oil drip. Added a little bit of rust penetrant, and everything just moves so nicely, so smooth. But we have a little bit of an issue. The pipe that comes out of the tank, the oil side, the oil tank, is wrong diameter. So we'll probably have to find just an adapter, but that's just a new issue, nothing crazy. So we'll have to figure that one out. And we got a rough drawing of our measurements of the frame loop. So I'll make a better drawing of this with our measurements, and order the tubing, because we're gonna get it made, and the top piece also, and then we'll get the center piece made. One final thing is I got a rear stand for I think it came off a Norton or something, but I was gonna maybe try and just make it fit for now. The original would have been like a U channel. I had to straighten this one, so it's not perfect, but it does have the rest that would go onto the back of the lower frame tubes. It would hold it, so might use that in the time being, possibly. Just that's what I'm missing, is also the rear stand that I don't have. So I don't have measurements. I don't have a copy to make off of. So we're going to try and figure that one out too. So not a lot of exciting pieces going on in this video, but again, it's all part of the process. So just trying to show you, bring you along on this journey, and slowly get this bike back on the road. Stay tuned for the next episode. Not really sure what we're going to try and do. It all depends if we get some tubing in, etc. But I hope you enjoy it. I hope you gives you an understanding of what it's going to take to get this really rough 1910 to 14 Flanders back on the road. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thanks for following our channel. Really appreciate it. Love the fact that people are watching this stuff and it's intriguing to them. And have a great day.